Iran is entering a new era of political leadership and military confrontation as the country's power structure is pledging allegiance to the new supreme leader. Mojtaba Khamenei has been appointed to succeed his father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was killed. This comes at a time when the United States and Israel continue launching attacks on Iranian territory. Blasts were heard in Qom and Tehran. Israeli attacks on oil installations have caused toxic smoke to spread over the Iranian capital. This is happening at a time of fierce conflict. Iran's officials and experts believe that the new supreme leader has gained massive support from the country's core institutions in both the military and political spheres. This support is being offered by the army, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the presidency, and the leadership of the country's parliament. Iran is sending a message that it is united in these wartimes. Associate Professor Zohreh Kharazmi at the University of Tehran commented that Mojtaba Khamenei has been at the center of Western media criticism in the past. From Tehran, she pointed out that followers of the late Ayatollah Ali Khamenei still support the new supreme leader. She further pointed out that there were indications of celebrations following the announcement that Mojtaba Khamenei has been appointed as the country's new supreme leader. Kharazmi stated that many of the supporters of the new leader believe that he is a man who understands how Iran's political and institutional world works. She stated that Mojtaba Khamenei has also worked with the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, intelligence services, as well as different government officials. The supporters of the new Iranian leader, in her view, believe that he is a man who will be able to keep Iran stable, protecting its interests at the same time as he navigates the tug-of-war between Iran's principalists and reformists. Kharazmi also stated that Mojtaba Khamenei has played a larger role in Iran beyond being his father's son. She stated that he has worked closely with his father, dealing with different political issues. She added that he has also spent time meeting different people in Iran, getting a feel of the problems that different individuals in Iran face in their daily lives. Kharazmi stated that the new Iranian leader comes into his role with administrative experience, as well as a strategic vision, having spent time in Iran's political arena. She stated that he comes into his role having understood how Iran's different institutions work, as well as having knowledge of Iran's different dynamics. Iran is still under constant military pressure. Reports indicate that the Israeli and U.S. forces have continued their aerial attacks within Iran, and there have been explosions in various places, including Qom and Tehran. The attacks are an aftermath of the previous attacks on the oil installations, which produced huge amounts of smoke in various parts of the capital. As the war continues, the Iranian officials are dealing with the larger political and military environment. The Foreign Ministry spokesperson for Iran, Esmail Baghai, held a news conference in the capital, Tehran, to explain the Iranian stance on the war and the tensions between the two countries. The spokesperson explained that the current war is a defensive war for the Iranian government, and that the country did not start the war. Rather, the war was forced on the Iranians. The spokesperson also explained that the issue of mediation or the cessation of hostilities cannot be discussed until the war is over. The current focus for the Iranian government is the defense of the national territory and sovereignty. The spokesperson for the Iranian Foreign Ministry also addressed the rumors that the Iranian forces had attacked various countries, including Turkey, Cyprus, and Azerbaijan, within the last week. The spokesperson denied the allegations that the Iranian forces had launched attacks from the Iranian capital towards these countries. The spokesperson suggested that the attacks might have been staged for the purpose of sowing discord between Iran and these countries. According to the Foreign Ministry spokesperson for Iran, the United States had interfered with the already established diplomatic talks before the launch of the attacks. The spokesperson explained that Iran was in the midst of negotiating before the attacks. However, the United States interfered with the talks by launching the attacks. Baghai further stated that the U.S. and Israeli airstrikes had put international laws at risk. He accused both countries of violating international norms and practices through their military actions against Iran. He also alleged that the objective behind the attacks was to weaken Iran's sovereignty and gain control over the country's natural resources, including its oil reserves. Despite the ongoing conflict, Baghai said Iran remains committed to maintaining friendly relations with countries in the region. However, he added that Iran reserves the right to defend itself if other countries allow their territory to be used as a base for attacks against Iran. According to his statement, defensive actions by Iran should not be interpreted as hostility toward regional states. During the news conference, Baghai also addressed the situation of diplomatic missions inside the country. He said Iran is working to maintain security and protection for foreign embassies and diplomatic facilities. According to him, more than 100 diplomatic missions continue to operate in Iran despite the conflict. At the conclusion of his remarks, the Foreign Ministry spokesperson paid tribute to the country's armed forces. He praised military personnel for their actions during the ongoing war
and described their role as shaping the country's future. Baghai said the sacrifices made by the armed forces would not be forgotten, and expressed confidence that they would ultimately force opposing forces to withdraw. Meanwhile, the broader regional situation remains tense. Reports indicate that missiles launched from Iran have triggered air raid sirens across multiple cities in Israel, including areas. The conflict is happening from Haifa in the north down to Dimona in the south. According to the Israeli government, their missile detection systems have detected incoming projectiles and have sounded warning alarms and attempted to intercept them with their defense systems. The alarms seem to follow this pattern. First, there are early warnings, and then the alarm sirens begin blaring in the affected areas. According to reports, this is then followed by the sound of explosions, either from the defense systems or from the impact of the incoming missiles. As this is happening, there is now a new supreme leader named in Iran, and military operations are continuing. All of this is affecting the politics both inside the country and abroad. In the next section, we will look at how this conflict is affecting the surrounding area and beyond. We will look at the situation in Lebanon and how this is affecting international diplomatic relations and the humanitarian aspects of the escalating conflict.